My beloved child, hear my voice. For this message flows from the deepest chamber of my heart directly to yours, not by mere coincidence, but by my deliberate and perfect design. I reveal to you a profound truth today, a truth meant to illuminate the very path you walk in this moment. I see you standing at the edge of a momentous unfolding, poised to receive a blessing I have meticulously prepared. My spirit within me stirs with joy, for I know the breakthrough that awaits you, a deliverance so complete, so transformative, it will usher in a new and remarkable chapter in your journey with me. Understand this, my child. In my vast and perfect realm, nothing occurs by accident. I am the divine architect of all creation, a God of flawless perfection. I have never erred, never faltered in my purpose, and have never known failure in my plans. Therefore, the very fact that these words have reached you, resonating within the core of your being, is because I desire to speak to you, to communicate a profound assurance and provide clear guidance. My presence envelops you even now, an anointing of hope and clarity that saturates your spirit. This is more than just a message. It is a word of prophecy for your life, a clear and undeniable sign of what I am doing. Perhaps you have been seeking me silently, in the quiet yearnings of your soul, even when words seem to escape your lips in prayer. I tell you truthfully, I have seen that deep longing within you, that persistent flicker of hope in your spirit, and I am responding to it directly. You are truly at the edge of a significant breakthrough, about to ascend to a higher plane of being and experience, and I am indeed leading you there, with my hand guiding your every step. However, my child, it is also essential that I reveal to you why the spiritual contest around you has intensified so greatly. The adversary, the very father of all deception, has been tirelessly at work, whispering insidious falsehoods into your awareness. He attempts to wear you down, to convince you that your journey is complete, that you cannot overcome the present challenges, and that my blessings will ultimately elude you. But hear me now, and let this truth sink deep within you. The deceiver is a liar, the very embodiment of falsehood and untruth. You are not losing this battle. On the contrary, you are advancing, you are ascending, you are moving with purpose toward a new horizon I have meticulously set before you. His intensified efforts are not a sign of your defeat, but rather a desperate attempt to thwart what he knows is already determined by my will. This brings us to a fundamental understanding. The adversary often intensifies his attacks just before your elevation, just before a significant move of my spirit in your life. He senses the shift. He sees the light of my blessing drawing near, and his desperation drives him to greater attempts at distraction and discouragement. His strategy is ancient, yet perpetually effective against those who are unaware. To create doubt where I have given promise, to foster fear where I have offered peace, and to plant weariness where I am imparting strength. He knows that if he can control your perception, he can influence your destination. But I declare to you, his schemes are transparent to me, and through my wisdom, they can become transparent to you as well. Consider my servant David and the formidable challenge he faced. There was a time when a towering Philistine champion named Goliath, a warrior from the city of Gath, stepped out from his ranks to confront my people. He roared a defiant challenge across the valley, mocking my people and asking, "Why are you all coming out to fight?" My people, upon hearing his intimidating words and witnessing his colossal presence, were gripped by terror and deeply shaken in their spirits. Goliath was far more than just a giant in physical stature. He embodied pure intimidation. Imagine a being of immense height, colossal weight, incredibly swift, extraordinarily strong and powerful, with a history of undisputed victories, a long and frightening list of fallen adversaries. He was truly a figure of dread, a living symbol designed explicitly to instill a paralyzing fear. His purpose was not merely to engage in physical combat, though that was part of it. More insidiously, his purpose was to subtly train my people to accept fear as a normal state of mind, an automatic and default response to any significant challenge. He wanted them to believe that fear was their only option, their inevitable companion. My child, fear is the profound enemy of faith. It corrodes trust, distorts perception, and clouds the clarity I offer. It makes the mighty seem insurmountable and the certain seem impossible. It is a spirit that seeks to shrink your view of my power and magnify the shadow of your problems. Fear whispers that you are alone, that you are not enough, that my promises are conditional or unreachable. It is the adversary's most potent tool for disconnecting you from the truth of my nature and my unwavering commitment to you. When fear takes root, it chokes the growth of confidence and peace that I desire for your spirit. It builds walls between you and the blessings I long to impart. Let me offer you another powerful example from my ancient narratives, a lesson in trust and the power of focused faith. Remember Peter, a man known for his fervent spirit and occasional impulsiveness, yet also for his profound courage and deep love for me. He was the only one, save for my own presence, who walked upon the very waters of a storm-tossed sea. There was a night when my followers were caught in a terrifying storm, the kind that batters the spirit as much as it threatens the physical vessel. You too have undoubtedly known such storms in your life, both in the tangible world of circumstances and within your innermost being, where doubts and anxieties rage like tempestuous waves. The waves crashed violently, the winds howled with relentless fury, and amidst this chaos I appeared, walking calmly and purposefully upon the tumultuous surface of the sea. Peter, seeing me through the darkness and the spray, questioned, "If it is truly you, bid me come to you on the water." And I called to him with a voice that calmed the storm in his heart, "Come." In that moment, my child, Peter stepped out of the boat, his faith strong, his gaze fixed on me, the one who holds dominion over all waters, all forces of nature, and all the chaos of this world. I want you to know this truth today, and to engrave it upon your spirit. I possess the power to walk over every tumultuous water in your life, no matter how deep or how threatening it may seem. Be it waters of despair that threaten to drown your hope, waters of compulsive habits that seek to ensnare you, waters of internal conflict that divide your peace, or waters of overwhelming financial burdens that seem ready to engulf you. Though these currents may rage and appear insurmountable, I have the power to transcend those challenges completely. I am stronger, my child, far more capable, the invincible, unseen, mighty, wondrous God whose power knows no bounds. As Peter walked toward me, I urged him, "Come, it is I. Walk." He began to walk by faith, taking steps that defied all natural laws, steps that were pure testament to his trust in my word and my presence. But then, as he shifted his gaze from me, the steady, unwavering source of his power, and fixed it upon the swirling storm around him, his faith began to waver. Just as my sacred teachings instruct you to keep your eyes fixed on me, the very source and perfecter of your faith, Peter faltered when he looked away. He shifted his focus from me, the creator and sustainer of all things, to the problem itself, to the overwhelming circumstances that surrounded him. And in that moment, the water, which had been a solid path beneath his feet, began to feel like the unstable, engulfing force it naturally was. When you perceive the challenges in your life as greater than the divine power that created or allowed those circumstances to manifest, you inevitably lose your footing. You drift away from the steady ground of faith, and the very things you were meant to overcome begin to overcome you. This is precisely what Goliath sought to accomplish through his relentless taunts and display of strength. He aimed to train my people to abandon their faith, to relinquish their trust in me, and to disbelieve that I was truly greater than any giant, any problem, any adversary. He wanted them to internalize the lie that their natural limitations superseded my supernatural strength. But I ask you, my child, who formed the giant? Who breathed life into his massive frame? I created all things. I shaped Goliath with my own hands. It was I who permitted Goliath to confront my people, for I saw a greater purpose in the challenge, a moment for faith to rise and for my glory to be revealed. Yet the deceiver, working through Goliath, intended to condition their minds to turn away from faith, to set it aside as impractical or insufficient, and instead to grasp fear and wield it as their primary weapon against their opponent. He wanted them to believe that fear was a shield, when in reality it is a prison. No, my child, fear is not a weapon of offense that will advance you. It is an instrument of destruction that will deplete you. It does not propel you forward. It compels you to retreat from the contest, shrinking your world and dimming your hope. For 40 days, my people huddled, cowering, allowing the voice of fear to echo incessantly in their minds. Fear, fear, fear. You will never overcome this. You will never win this battle. You will never see victory over this adversary. You will never behold the light at the end of this dark tunnel. Day after day, this relentless barrage of doubt and despair sought to dismantle their resolve, to erode their trust in me, and to normalize their state of apprehension. Is this not often how the adversary seeks to condition you, my child? To persuade you to lay down your faith, to abandon your trust in me, and instead to embrace apprehension, doubt, anxiety, discouragement, and despair as your inherent, unavoidable companions. He wants you to believe that these negative emotions are a natural part of your existence, rather than a strategy he employs to rob you of your strength and your joy. I declare to you, my child, do not heed the falsehoods of the adversary. His methods are predictable, his strategy old and worn. Just before your moment of divine unfolding, just as my blessing draws near, he attempts to condition your mind to question my promises, to feel diminished in your own strength, and to accept defeat as your inevitable fate. The closer you draw to the fullness of my blessing, the more insistent and aggressive his deceptions become. For he understands a crucial truth. If he can conquer your mind, if he can fill your thoughts with doubt and fear, he can prevent the miracle from manifesting in your life. He knows that your thoughts are powerful, and that what you believe will ultimately shape your reality. This truth, my child, is what I am revealing to you in this very season of your life. You may indeed feel weary, depleted, and worn down by the constant pressure. You may feel as though your endurance is being tested to its limits. But I tell you, this battle is not intended to destroy your endurance. Rather, it is shaping it, strengthening it, and refining it into an unyielding force. You are learning to contend even when exhaustion weighs you down, to believe even when pain grips your spirit, to offer your prayers even when your soul feels numb and empty. For champions are not forged in the comforts of ease and tranquility. They are refined through the intense trials of the furnace, where impurities are burned away and true strength is revealed. Do not ask me to remove the storm from your path. Instead, ask me for the unwavering faith to navigate it with courage and grace. Do not ask me to take away the battle you face. Ask me for the wisdom and the strength to prevail mightily within it, to emerge not just victorious, but transformed. This brings us to a crucial principle, one that is foundational to your progress. Guard your mind, my child, with unwavering vigilance. I have revealed this truth through my timeless instructions, teachings that resonate across all generations. And now, my beloved, fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. When Goliath spoke his threats, my people listened to his words, and fear multiplied exponentially within their ranks, paralyzing them. But when my servant David spoke, his words rooted deeply in my truth. Faith expanded, and courage ignited in the hearts of those who heard him. The deceiver prevails when you permit him to dictate the narrative of your life, when you allow his falsehoods to become the lens through which you view your circumstances and my promises. Every deception you entertain, every lie you accept, begins to erect a fortress of fear and doubt within your spirit, imprisoning your potential. Conversely, every truth you dwell upon, every promise of mine you embrace, builds an unshakable foundation of faith and hope, liberating your spirit to soar. I desire for you, my child, to fill your mind with visions of victory, with thoughts that are truly worthy of praise, with concepts that are noble, truthful, and virtuous. Do not dwell on the presence of fear, nor fixate on the adversary or his relentless assaults. No, my child, turn your inner gaze toward my works in your life, both past and present. Focus on my unfailing presence in your relationships, on my faithful provision for your resources, and on what I am orchestrating with divine precision in the lives of those you cherish. Meditate on the things that are worthy of praise, how I grant you renewed strength each day to meet your responsibilities and sustain yourself, how I ensure your journey's continuation despite obstacles, how I continually heal, restore, and protect you even when you are unaware. Think on what is good, what is uplifting, what is true. For it is through the renewal of your mind, through intentionally choosing to align your thoughts with my truth, that you will truly be able to discern my good, my perfect, and my mighty plan for your life. I am not merely contending with your external adversaries. I am also actively renewing your mind, teaching you to perceive and to think differently, to see through spiritual eyes rather than just physical ones. For when your thoughts transform, when your inner world is brought into alignment with my truth, so too does the trajectory of your future decisively shift and elevate. Consider another profound truth, one that often brings comfort and understanding. I prepare you in the field, in the quiet, unseen places of your journey. David did not acquire his unwavering faith in the splendor of a royal palace, surrounded by adulation and comfort. He cultivated it in the solitude of the pasture. There he was not surrounded by cheering crowds or the trappings of power, but by the quiet presence of his flock, by the vastness of the open sky, and by the intimate knowledge of my creation. Yet, it was in that humble, unassuming setting, far from the public eye, that he learned to worship me, to recognize that my presence and my power far surpass any other force or power in this world. His mind was not conditioned by the adversary's deceptive whispers or by the expectations of men. Instead, it was shaped and fortified by intimate communion with me, by countless hours spent in my presence, learning my ways and my heart. So when Goliath bellowed his blasphemous taunts and poured disrespect toward me and my people, David was utterly unmoved. Those words of intimidation did not resonate within his spirit because he knew my truth deeply. He declared with an unshakable conviction that I was greater than this giant, and that I would bring about this giant's downfall for my honor, for my glory, and for my praise alone. He proclaimed boldly, "I will feed your body to the birds. I will take your head off." This young man, vibrant with faith, overflowing with trust and radiating hope, where did he acquire such profound conviction and courage? He found it in the secluded fields, in the quiet intimacy of his private moments with me, where his spirit was honed and his faith was forged. He learned that even in the most solitary moments, my presence was his greatest strength. Therefore, my child, when Goliath hurled his challenges, David stood unyielding, steadfast, and ready. He had never been trained by fear. He had been trained by faith. He had learned to rely on me, not on human strength or conventional wisdom. And I declare to you now, my child, your time in the field, those unseen struggles, those quiet battles, those seasons of isolation, was not wasted, not for a single moment. All those nights you cried out to me in unseen anguish, all those seasons when you felt no one else noticed you or understood your burden, I saw you. I was with you, my presence surrounding you, my spirit building you, shaping you, preparing you for this very moment. For the blessing I am about to bestow upon you, the higher place I am leading you to, requires the very faith and resilience you developed in those private, often arduous moments of devotion and trust. Some of you stand before your Goliath right now, a towering giant of financial burden that seeks to crush your peace, a pervasive giant of apprehension that seeks to paralyze your spirit, a giant of rejection that tries to tell you you are not worthy, a giant of addictive patterns that attempts to hold you captive, or a giant of overwhelming worry that seeks to consume your every thought. But know this, my child, and let this truth become the bedrock of your spirit. The same divine power that delivered my servant David from the hands of the Philistine giant will deliver you from every giant in your life. I say to you today, cease retreating from this spiritual contest. Do not turn your back. Do not give an inch to the adversary. I am actively in this fight with you, standing by your side, empowering your every step. Every giant in your life is destined to fall before my power and your unwavering faith, for your faith, forged in the field and tempered through trial, is now ascending to meet it with divine authority. My ancient wisdom, unchanging and eternal, affirms that despite all these things, overwhelming victory is truly yours through me, who loves you with an everlasting, unconditional love. You are indeed stepping into the fullness of my blessing, my child. The adversary senses this proximity. He feels the shift in the spiritual atmosphere, which is precisely why the struggle feels so fierce and relentless. But do not allow the noise of his deceptions to distract you from the truth of my presence and my promises. Lift your spirit and declare, with a voice full of conviction, this battle is not mine. It belongs to you, O Divine One. Affirm this conviction deeply within your spirit, letting it resonate through every fiber of your being. I am ready for my blessing, and I am not backing down, not by a single step. Make this powerful, unyielding declaration, sealing it with your faith. Divine Presence, I trust you completely. Even within the intensity of this contest, I believe you are elevating me to a higher place, preparing me for a greater purpose. Proclaim this with certainty, for I hear every word. If this message has touched your spirit, my child, if its light has illuminated a path for you, do not let its brilliance diminish or fade within you. Carry this light forth to others. For someone you know, perhaps closer than you realize, is battling a fierce opponent, a Goliath of their own, and their victory is closer than they could ever imagine. Remember this unwavering truth. The adversary attacks most intensely, most viciously, when your triumph is most imminent, when your breakthrough is truly at hand. Your breakthrough is here, my child. It is truly at hand, waiting for your faith to lay hold of it. I send forth these messages of encouragement and hope continuously, for it is my joy to uplift my children. If you feel led in your spirit, share this message with someone who needs to hear it, someone whose spirit needs to be uplifted and reminded of my unwavering presence. I extend my gratitude to you, my child, for your openness and for receiving my word. And I give all honor, all glory, and all praise to my own divine being, the source of all life and all truth. I will indeed take us higher to another level of understanding, another level of experience, another dimension of my blessing, Come, join in this spiritual communion, this support, and know that as you offer from a cheerful spirit, it is a blessing to me and deeply valued in my sight. Until our next communication, know that I love you profoundly, with a love that transcends all understanding and endures through all time.